Hello everyone, I'm Judy. In this tutorial, we're gonna do this liquid lettering animation in Procreate step by step. It's really cool, it's very easy to do, so grab your iPad and do it with me. So I got the logos from Google and I made the background myself. Real quick, this is how I made the background. I got the colors from the new Instagram logo. This is an old video, so that's why you can see the old logo. Anyways, so I'm just gonna lay out the colors in just straight lines, and then I'm gonna blur them out using Gaussian blur to blend them. And I'm gonna put the background, the word, and the logo in the same group, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on animation assist to start animating. From actions, canvas, turn on animation assist, and I'm gonna make that group a background. Now duplicate the word layer and the background, and I'm gonna take them out of the group and putting the background on top, making it a clipping mask for the word so the word looks transparent now, and you're gonna understand why I did that later, but for now let's just keep it here. Maybe turn it off, you don't need it yet. And we're gonna start with the emotions. First thing I'm gonna do, and you're gonna find that very useful, is making a guide. And don't forget to have that guide in the background group so you will always see it. Now duplicate the white logo and take it on top, and we're gonna start animating. Now with an eraser, I'm gonna start erasing the logo until it fully disappears. That's the animation I have in mind. And for the dot, I wish to make it move and turn it into a drop. So I'm gonna select it, and then in the transfer tool, move it a bit, and in the warp tool you can just adjust it to make it the shape you want. When we do all that, we're gonna repeat. Just duplicate the layer and do the exact same thing again, but maybe you can erase more now or move the dot further now, as you can see. And here I'm using a different way to shape the dot. You can go to adjustments and pick liquify, and this could be easier for you. So there are two different ways. You can first of all move it and then use the warp tool to adjust it or change its shape, or you can use the liquify tool. Here, as you can see, I'm just gonna erase a tiny bit because I don't want to erase it completely like the right side. I want to change it and turn it into a drop too. So just duplicate the layer, and I'm gonna go to brushes using the technical pen, and I'm gonna draw the shape I want, which is gonna be similar to the drop or the dot I'm doing already. And using the eraser to shape its end, like a pointy end kind of thing, and you're gonna see that in the video very clearly. Now that I've reached the end of the guide, it means I have reached the word. So remember that word that we made it transparent, we're gonna use it. So take it to the layer you've reached and make them one group. And now I'm gonna go back to the guide group, the first group we had, and turn on the black word. So now I can kind of see it, even though I have the word transparent in my group, but since I've turned on the guide, I can see the outlines. So it gets easier for me to know where the letters are. Now I'm gonna start to fill in the word, so I'm gonna create a layer on top of the word and make it a clipping mask, and using the white technical pen I'm just gonna fill it. And I'm just gonna keep doing that, so each group duplicate it and keep moving the drops and fill in the word, and when the drop is inside the letter just erase, just keep the tail as you can see. I hope everything has been clear so far. For the T, I'm gonna avoid the horizontal line because I want a drop to draw it. And you're gonna see that in a minute. So yeah, you'll understand that later. And to do that, I'm gonna go back to make my guide. Trust me, you will need guides because they make everything so easy. And just pick a weird color so you would see it clearly. And I want the drop to come out from the vertical line and go into the horizontal line. And I'm gonna draw the drop myself. And of course, this is trial and error. Trust me, I did not do that from the first try. I sometimes do over 10 tries, trust me. But I didn't want to leave every failure in the video. But it's okay, just keep drawing that drop until you're satisfied with how it looks. And later, you don't need to draw it again. You can do just like we did before, move it and just shape it with the warp tool or the liquify. Here I started to feel that if I continue the remaining letters the same way, it will be very boring. So I'm gonna go back to the guide and do a guide between the N and the A, because my idea was when the N hits the bottom corner it will drop, and just that drop can fill in the A. As you can see, same idea. I just wanted to say that it doesn't matter what your idea is. You can make up ideas as you go. It depends on your creative process. So you don't have to have everything you wanted to do with the animation before you begin. You can just make up stuff as you go along, and that's depending on your reference and your liking. You might have different ideas, and that's fine. And keep in mind that I went back to the layer where the N hits the bottom corner. So I went back, created a new layer for the drop, and each time I'm drawing the drop and duplicating that drop layer and taking it to the next group to move it. You know what I mean? Until I reach the final group. And here, as you can see, my direction is with the gravity, so I'm making the changes between each drop bigger. So I'm making the drop to move faster, but when it's against the gravity and it's going up, I'm just gonna make it go slower so it looks natural. As you can see, since I have reached the word, I'm filling in the A and the M in the clipping mask layer in every layer or in every group, and that's kind of tiring. So I'm gonna fix that. How is I'm gonna select that part of the layer using the select tool, freehand, and I'm gonna copy paste it, and now I will have it on a separate layer, and that way we can just take that separate layer into the new group and add to it until I reach the final group. And now, since I've reached my final group but the word isn't over, so I'm just gonna duplicate the last group, merge the layers, and just finish the word normally. I'm gonna delete the guide layers, I don't need them anymore, and I'm gonna play with the frames per second until I like that. It depends on your drawing, it could be different. Now I like this, but it's kind of boring, so we're gonna turn it into this. We're gonna add all sorts of lines, drops, dots, and make it look pretty. First, again, we're gonna go to the guide or the background group and create new guides. And now that we have done that, we're gonna draw lines to start with the layers and disappear as they move along, as you can see. So for each group, create a new layer and draw this line thingy using the technical pen so you can play with the pressure. So I guess you get the idea by now. You can do your own thing, of course. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just like walking around these layers and seeing where can I put something, where can I add a movement. So again, I'm making stuff up as I go along. I don't have anything planned. But yeah, you might have other ideas and that's fine, but I'm gonna show you what I did with mine. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you tried doing this animation, don't forget to send it to me on Instagram. I would love to see it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Please maybe leave a like, that always helps. I'm Judy. Thanks for watching.